Hi guys, my name is Alyssa and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Jupiter and Gemini. Now Jupiter is a planet of luck, but it's really actually the planet of expansion. And the reason why something that is expansion can also be luck is that Jupiter is expanding the sign that it is in. So if you have Jupiter in Gemini, Gemini is being expanded. It's getting bigger. Jupiter actually rules Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the archer. So let's imagine it like the archer is shooting a bow and arrow into a target. If that target is huge and expanded, it's got a lot more chances of hitting this target than if your target was like this big. And what we do is we tend to just, randomly shoot arrows places, being like, why am I unlucky? Why can't I catch a break? And in reality, if we just shot it at the huge expanded sign in our chart, we would have a lot more luck. Because what is luck? Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And we need to prepare in a Jupiter way. So if your Jupiter is in Gemini, you are lucky when you do Gemini things, when you get yourself into that Gemini role. For some people, this is easier because Jupiter has nice trines to it. Maybe Jupiter is conjunct your sun. So to find your Jupiter, you're just like, oh yeah, this is easy. I just take a little bit of walk and I'm already in this Gemini. But for some other people, it's a lot harder. You have oppositions to your Jupiter, that big red line saying your Jupiter is in Gemini, but your Mars is in Sagittarius. So Mars is pulling at it. That's your passion, and your energy is like, I don't want to go to Jupiter. I want to be in Sagittarius. You could have like an interception, and I post the link to what it means when your Jupiter is intercepted. But it's basically you really feel like you're the unluckiest person in the world. How about if it's unaspected? There's no roads leading to your Jupiter. So it's just isolated. And that happens because your chart is your perception of reality. And if you perceived as a kid that nobody's helping you get to that lucky part of you, you're not going to be creating roads that easily get to Jupiter. It's kind of the negative thinking that screws us in childhood that later on screws us in adulthood. But don't hate yourself if you decided it was impossible to get to your Jupiter. You just have to learn how to get there now by balancing your oppositions, figuring out the squares, yada yada. So what is Jupiter and Gemini? What do you have to do to get there? Gemini is communication. It's actually the opposite of Sagittarius, as I said, which Jupiter rules. So in a way, it already requires you to do something that you don't want to do. To do something that Jupiter doesn't want to do. Jupiter expands things, right? So Sagittarius is expansion. Sagittarius is all about everything and everywhere. And Gemini is about here and now and my community. Jupiter expanding the here and now in my community can get kind of hard. You can feel like you're getting pulled in a million different places, and it's hard to find luck there because everything starts moving really fast. You can trip up. But the thing is, when your Jupiter's in Gemini, you're really good at that. You're really good at moving fast. You're good at communicating with different people. You're actually genius, really. Gemini is a genius sign. Everything moves quickly. You're aware of everybody next to you. You like to have a good time. You like to investigate. You like to see what's going on. And when Jupiter's there, the more you do that, the luckier you will feel, the luckier you will become. Gemini is clever. It likes to talk. So lecturing, teaching, those are all amazing things for Jupiter and Gemini. You need to be learning so that you can teach, so that you can grow, so you can teach more people and they can teach people. And that's part of what you were, born here to do. It's part of your charm. Some Jupiter and Geminis can be really good with languages. I'd imagine that when people are talking to you in another language, you can almost make out what they're saying because you love language. Your brain naturally wraps itself around language. And even if you don't know the language, you have enough knowledge from all the learning you do to understand what they're getting at. And the more you use this gift, the more you can actually use these people of all different languages, nationalities to grow yourself, your business, your job, your career, your family. The one thing you have to worry about when your Jupiter's in Gemini is that fast-paced life and the fact that you're picking up everything as it comes in. It can get really daunting. It can get really scary having everything fly at you and trying to catch it all. You have to be really careful that you're not spinning too many webs, spinning too many plates. They're going to fall. Are you having a lot of anxiety juggling all those plates? I'm just going to take them all down for you. You can multitask. You enjoy multitasking. You should be allowed to multitask. When you start lying to people, that's when you know you have to figure out what you want to do. You got to learn the truth of what you're saying. And if you're not speaking the truth, that's going to directly cut into Jupiter. Because here you are, what's the negative side of Gemini? Lying. Jupiter's expanding it. If you are lying, everybody's going to know. People are going to be looking through that microscope or whatever Jupiter is enlarging, the scope of it. If you're honest with yourself and you use it to better you and to gain knowledge and to teach people and make other people better, Jupiter is going to be there, giving you hope. Now, if you have Jupiter in the third house, it would mean you had a lot of maybe luck in your community. You grew up in a big community. If it's aspected right, if it's aspected poorly, you might have really wanted a lovely community to grow up in, but you didn't get it. But you're always constantly looking for it. And when a Jupiter transits your third house or Gemini, it's going to open up that community for you. It's going to open up different channels of communication that you never knew you had. When Jupiter was in Gemini, I actually started my channel. It was in my third house and in Gemini, and immediately I was like, I need a new form of communication. I need to get out. I'm talking everybody's ear off about astrology. I need new people to talk to. So it opened up this internet world for me. So if Jupiter is going through your third house, it's probably a really good opportunity for you to open up a new channel of communication. And if it's always there, then you always have those opportunities. And that is Jupiter in Gemini.